Mario. He's a pretty cool dude, and one of the world's most recognizable characters. But which Mario's the best? Which Mario is the most, Mario of them all? The coolest, the hottest, the most Italian. Here are my picks for the top 20 Marios. Their ranking will be an amalgamation of looks, personality, the games that the Mario in question is featured in, and good old fashioned vibes. By the way, I got this idea from Cybershell. His top 10 Sonics video is pretty amazing. Onto the list. Number 20, Lego Mario. I remember when they first announced this stupid thing. It was sort of exciting seeing Mario get Lego-fied, but they decided to gamify it because they gamify everything now. I wish we lived in a universe where they actually made detailed Lego sets, kind of like the ones they make for Harry Potter or Star Wars. If you're going to take advantage of my misplaced nostalgia, at least do it right. Instead, we have this board game that I'm positive nobody likes or even plays. Toy companies really never give kids enough credit. I don't think this sort of thing appeals to kids, but what the heck do I know? It all adds up to a massive waste of plastic. Cynical stuff, I hate this thing. Number 19, Super Mario Sunshine Mario. I've been a Nintendo ride or die since like the Nintendo 64 days, and this absolute waste of skin wasn't helping during the whole massive game droughts of the GameCube era. It was sort of the first time that a Mario game had a little bit more story other than, you gotta rescue the princess again, oh no, she's gone, this guy took her. But the story, kind of sucked, because we were all supposed to care about this guy and whether or not he was actually Princess Peach's bastard child. And now when you ask Miyamoto about it, like, hey, who's his real mom? He's like, what? Who cares? Go away. Well, I mean, you did, you dummy. You're the one who posed the whole question and gave Mario a super soaker. This game sucks. It's a dumb idea with a dumb story, and I don't know, everything about it sort of oozes contempt for its audience. That's just me though. If you like this Mario, good for you. Wish you the best, and I'm praying for you, homie. Number 18, New Super Mario Bros. Mario. I debated making New Super Mario Bros. Mario 20. There's something pernicious about these games, and I think it's the selective memory loss associated with them. I've never liked these games, but I think I've beaten every single one of them. And then a new one would get announced, and me, fat idiot that I sometimes am, forget that these games are bad and I don't like them. Like, forgetting you have a peanut allergy and then diving into a delicious bag of PB Crisps. Like, you're just gonna make yourself sick, dude. And coincidentally, in recent years, I've gone back to playing these and they actually make me feel ill. I'm not kidding, I experience flu-like symptoms when I see this. Super Mario Sunshine, that fills me with contempt. This Mario, these games, they just depress the hell out of me. Number 17, Baby Mario. Yoshi's Island, the first one, the only one really, is one of those legendary games that never really grabbed me, but unlike the previously mentioned Bad Pennies, this game is undeniably great. Baby Mario is ranked lower in this list, mostly because he's a baby. Have you been near a baby recently? They're kind of boring. They don't do much but sit and eat and cry, and it's really not their fault because they don't have motor skills or the ability to speak or how to understand the complex flavor profiles in a Crunchwrap Supreme. Except for me, I could do that when I was a baby. But I was a pretty cool baby. Number 16, Wii Mario. I'm looping in Mario Galaxy Mario and Smash Bros. Brawl Mario into one dude, cause Galaxy may be the best 3D platformer ever made. But I think this game's heavy lifting personality-wise is done by the supporting cast. A lot of Mario's role in it is sort of an afterthought. I don't know, maybe I'm not being fair. Also, the photorealistic denim overalls. I think that's one of those things that was instantly hilarious. I think this was the time in Mario history where they were trying to make him look badass. And, I don't know, Mario's not a badass. He's a goofy short king, which I think is a much cooler thing to be. Number 15, Super Mario Bros. Super Show Mario. The cartoon is bad. It's not like Super Mario Sunshine bad, but it's still pretty awful. I don't know anyone my age who has fond memories of this show, at least the cartoon segments. It just looks so cheap, and there wasn't even a consistent story like in shows like DuckTales or hell, even Sonic. Every episode had these different worlds that Mario would go to, and they all stunk. But Captain Lou Albano's voice performance, pretty cool. It's one of those cartoons with a promising premise and a catchy theme song, but it's mostly a dud. Number 14, Jumpman Mario. I don't have any memories of the Donkey Kong arcade game because I'm old, but I'm not like dusty old. But I've watched The King of Kong conservatively 9 billion times. Because it's a pretty good look into the broken psyche and the battered soul of the kind of person whose lives revolve around arcade high scores.
What he wants to see, there's a Donkey Kong kill screen coming up.
That said, I really like the sort of ornery look that Mario has here. Not in the game, mind you. But in promotional material and cabinet art, he's just this hard scrabble everyman who's annoyed he has to deal with a big dumb ape. Plenty of charm. I'm glad Nintendo didn't secure the rights to Popeye so that he could, become real. There's also Mario Brothers. That's Mario 2, I guess. I'm lumping them together in this one because, like I said, neither of these games really grab me, but you can't deny the charm in these Marios. Number 13, Super Mario Kun. Or is it Super Mario Kun? I don't know. It's weird. It's just weird. It's pretty funny that when Mario and Sonic got comic adaptations, they were both pretty unhinged. There's a lot of personality here, though. It's just a little bit too weird for my tastes. I like the look of them, though. I'm not going to read the series, but if they ever made an anime, I'd probably watch it. Number 12, Super Mario Anime Mario. This movie was made in direct response to the insane popularity of the first Mario game. It's not all bad. It is at the very least short. Some weird choices were made in the storyline. Luigi's colors are weird here, but this isn't a Luigi list, this is a Mario list. And the Mario in this is pretty fun. There's even a lot of actual ties to the video game. If you haven't seen it, it's worth watching. Number 11, Paper Mario. God, I love this Mario. Even though, like a lot of other Marios, he's sort of a husk. He doesn't really talk, he just sort of gestures with his hands. He'd be much higher up on this list if it wasn't for, these mistakes. Sort of hard to separate him from them. Number 10, Super Mario Odyssey Mario. Alright, top 10, baby, here we go. Mario Odyssey. Mario is versatile in this. He's like Meryl Streep with how versatile he is. He's debonair, he's international. And yeah, it's mostly costumes and hats. But that's more than you can say about other versions of Mario. He cleans up good too. That's kind of nice. Number 9, Captain Lou Mario. I'm separating the live-action Super Mario Bros. Super Show Mario from the cartoon one, because Captain Lou really threw himself into this. He even shaved his weird little, beard things. Man, can you imagine how awful that part of his beard must have stunk? I think about that sometimes. What doesn't stink is Captain Lou's performance as Mario. Remember, this is the late 80s, there's not much to go on with Mario yet. I think Captain Lou's take is one of the most ideal interpretations of Mario. Just an absolutely goofy stereotype. Don't worry, we'll get to you. And what's sort of fun in these live action segments is how separated they are from the games. It's just two brothers who probably shouldn't be running a small business together. Sometimes there's a special guest. They even did one in drag. Masterful. I can't imagine Captain Lou got paid very much for this, considering how cheap Deke is, but the man is a consummate performer, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, he's as versatile as Meryl Streep. Number 8, Super Mario NES Mario. Two things can be true. 1, Mario's first game is historically monumental, and 2, I never need to play it again. I think it looks kinda grody, but the NES area of Mario's are actually some of the best he's ever looked. Mario 2's Mario almost set the tone going forward. And I'd put Super Mario Bros. 3 Mario up against Mickey Mouse in the charm department. I mean, they're both smiling idiots, but at least this one can jump and run and stomp and fly. Number 7, Mario and Luigi Mario. So there's only 2 games in the series that you need to play, and I'm not going to tell you which ones they are, you be the judge of that, but you can only play 2. Mario is so emotive in these games. I don't recall a time he's ever been more emotive, in fact. And all without saying any words. All he does is this, weird Italian babbling. That always makes me laugh. I wish they'd let a 3D Mario talk like that. The one thing I don't like about him is that he's sort of svelte. To me, Mario is low-key thick. And any attempts to make him sexy are dumb. Because he's already sexy. Number 6, Super Mario RPG Mario. I think when Super Mario RPG was first released, there hadn't been a more expressive Mario. At least in the games. I also like how stout he is. The way he kind of acts out things, kind of like Meryl Streep. That's fun. I wish they'd make another one of these. Number 5, Super Mario Bros. Movie Mario. Everyone, including myself, sort of scoffed when we found out Chris Pratt was being cast as Mario.
Growing up, man, I spent hours of my life stomping Koopas.
It ended up being not so bad. This version of Mario as a scrappy underdog who doesn't know when to quit, I like that. And the voice is just flat enough that I don't mind it. He's no Charles Martinet, but it's definitely serviceable. Some people hate this movie. Some people say it's the worst movie ever made. I don't know. I think the worst movie ever made is probably something like Birth of a Nation. Number 4, Super Mario Bros. Movie, Mario. Okay, some people really hate this movie. And I get it. I'm not one of them though. I think sometimes a movie can be a lot of fun when every decision made was the wrong one. And I mean every decision made. But one of the reasons I love this stupid awful movie is Bob Hoskins. This guy is like if Meryl Streep was a man. And even though he hated the movie, hated being cast in the movie, hated everybody who liked the movie, hated his kids for convincing him to be in the movie, called it his #1 regret, and drank heavily on the set to dull the pain, Bob Hoskins is a professional, and he did his best to make something kinda cogent. Mario, as a scruffy, beleaguered, working-class dude, is one of the ideal interpretations of the character, in my opinion. When he's transported to the alternate universe of Dino Hatton, he's not even that shaken. He's just kind of annoyed with everyone and everything. But there's a job at hand, and he's gonna tackle it, whether it's, broken pipe or whatever this thing is. I could talk about this movie forever, and maybe one day I will. If you don't like this movie, I get it, but I feel sorry for you. And frankly, I feel sorry for anyone who can't appreciate a little bit of whimsy now and then. Number 3, Super Mario World, Mario. Super Mario World is still probably the best 2D Mario, in my opinion anyway, and I'll always compare any other 2D Mario to it. I wish they'd go back to this well, but I think they found out that I liked it, so they're like, no, we're not doing that again because he likes it. The design of Mario here, it's just perfect. He's a stout little dude, he's got a paunch, good, excellent, and that's just the in-game sprite. Promotional material? Forget about it. Look at this guy. Look at him go. Can he do that? He can spin, doing that weird thing with his cape. Watch out. Oh, that's gotta hurt. I know that I'm degenerating here, not really making any sort of articulate argument, but it's really hard to quantify why this Mario is so good. He just is. Number 2, Super Mario 64, Mario. I was 6 years old when Super Mario 64 came out, and watching him talk in a game almost made me crap myself. I'm not joking. If you were a child in the 90s, Mario opening his big Italian mouth and yapping was basically our moon landing. But this is cooler because Mario is awesome and the moon is just it's just a pile of rocks. Mario jumping into 3D was such a baller move. There was 3D platforming before this, but this game makes all of those attempts look primitive. And if you're one of these Crash Bandicoot people lying to yourselves about this being good, I don't know what to tell you. The way Mario moves is so freaking cool. Look at him go. You think you could do that? I'd like to see you try. And then there's that voice by Charles Martinet. He's voiced countless Marios on this list, but this was his big debut. When people think of Mario, I think this is still who they think of. You know, the
Hoo-hoo!
and
Mamma mia!
and yeah, even the
So long, Bowser!
Charles Martinet was let go from this role last year, which was likely done for the same cynical and stupid reasons we got Lego Mario. I hope he's getting some sort of pension for essentially being to video games what Mel Blanc was to animation. Number 1, Super Mario Wonder Mario. You can call this recency bias. I think you're wrong though. When I was a sickly child, I'd have to drink this awful medicine, and it tasted so bad that every time I had to take it, my mom would let me have a fun-sized Snickers to get the taste out of my mouth. And that's what this Mario is. New Super Mario Bros. Is stinky medicine, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder is delicious chocolate. This example is convoluted, so let me break it down a little bit more. This, ugly, soulless, stings the eye. It's got all the charm and the appeal of a wet cardboard box. A wet cardboard box filled with bees. And then there's this. Gorgeous, expressive, oozing personality. A veritable feast for the senses, like a fun-sized Snickers. 2D Mario, for almost 2 decades was, and I don't want to belabor a point here, a rotting corpse. Fine, whatever. Nintendo's been in the business since the 1800s, and any savvy businessman will tell you, can't make an omelet without allowing a few corpses to rot. But this guy coming out when he did, it reminded us that actually things shouldn't have to be awful. You shouldn't have to play a game that makes you feel like you've got long COVID. You can play something that's actually a goddamn delight. Better world is possible! But look at this dude. Look at how cool he is. I love his Naruto run. I like his hair. He can stand to gain a few pounds. Anyway, that's my list. Who's your favorite Mario? Let me know in the comments and maybe I'll give you a fun-sized Snickers. If you disagree with this list, you can yell at me too, that's fine. And as Mario would say, let's
long,
go!
Bowser.
Oh, damn it, wrong clip.